It's time for some real talk. In this video, I'm going to share with you each and every single aspect that I have changed in my trading. So I went from a losing trader to finally a winning trader. And I'm pretty sure throughout this video, you will have at least one thing that will help you in your trading. Guys, I've partnered up with Quantec. I'm giving away one prop firm challenge account to one lucky winner. What you have to do is wait for the giveaway question, answer it in the comment section, and good luck. So first of all, you have to have a profitable edge in the markets. I don't care what kind of strategy you're trading, if you're trading the manipulation model, the gold beginner strategy, or just simply, let's say, moving averages, Fibonacci retracements, pro trend, to wait for a pullback, whatever. You have to stick to that strategy if it's data backed. If you have statistically a profitable edge, you just have to trust your strategy and execute relentlessly. After you have the strategy in place, the only thing that will hold you back from winning is your psychology. How can we assure that we are always on the top of our psychology? And this is pretty much what it comes down to, guys. And now I'm gonna reveal those steps so you can implement them. So first of all, what's really key is don't over risk. So what do I mean by that? For me, for example, over risking is based on the account that I have, if it's a funded account, a personal account, maybe a challenge account. So it can really differ from account to account. But to generalize this so you can make the most out of it, you have to have a predetermined percent or monetary risk amount that you are willing to put on a trade. And that risk amount on a trade by trade basis. And that's the watermark you have to respect on a daily basis. And to be completely honest, after you have determined that, only take the trades that are worth that risk. So you can really accept the loss and say, okay, this was a statistically calculated loss and it's completely fine. And that way you will have no issues with accepting the losses and staying true to your edge, to your strategy. Because most of the time what happens after one, two, or maybe just a few losses in a row, people try to change some things up because they saw it working on those losses and change everything up and go through the whole cycle again and again and again. And I always give the example of, if you cannot make a coffee while you are in a trade, you are probably not okay with the risk and you are probably over risking. So for me, for example, I usually drink a double espresso before the session and usually one during the session. So after like 1 hour, whatever. And sometimes I'm already in a trade, but I can easily make me a cup of coffee without any thoughts, without trying to watch the charts on the 1 minute and not be in a calm state of mind. So after that, what comes into place is don't overtrade. Why? Because it doesn't matter if you're not over risking, but you are over trading. Okay, so this is always a generalized point of view that you have to think for yourself what's the right approach. Okay, so by overtrading, for myself, for example, it means 1 to 2 trades per session. And for me, I trade the London session here and there if I really see a good setup, but mostly I'm active during the New York session. And during the New York session, most of the time I take just one trade and then I just call it a day. There are also days where I don't take a trade either. So that can happen as well. And why does it happen? Because I don't see my A+ setup. But for you, you have to determine for yourself what's the best fit for you to stay disciplined and what's the most amount of percent risk you are willing to take on a daily and also on a weekly basis. And after that, you can calculate how many trades you are able to take on a daily and weekly basis. And then you're just going to go on the charts, take the best setups, and just be okay with the outcome and accept the profits or the losses. Another really important aspect for me personally was the idea of marrying your bias. Why? Because people want to always be right, okay? And it's very easy to get into the trap of being right than making profits. And you have to weigh this for yourself. Do you want to make money or do you want to be right? For me, for example, it was the secondary in my beginnings. I always wanted to be right on my analysis, on my bias, whatsoever. And that led me to revenge trading and oversizing or scaling into a trade just so I make the most amount when I'm right and see the market going there. But usually that happened during the drawdown period. So if I take the trade, it goes close to my stop loss. What do most people do? They just add to that position. It's exactly one of the attitudes of losing traders. If you have the edge in the markets and you know, okay, I have an area where I want to buy, then that's completely fine, okay? But my edge is on certain candle closures, as you might know, and there I don't have really room to play with my entries. So I mostly have one entry, and then if the trade goes into profits, I can scale into that position. But don't marry the bias, don't try to be right, try to make money in this market. And how are you going to make money? By thinking long term. Don't try to outsmart the market. That's not possible, guys. Yes, you can have a really high win rate. For example, December was over 90% win rate with trades that we called live in the Discord. But that doesn't mean that throughout the entire year we will have a 90% win rate. And that doesn't mean that we will full margin every single trade because of previous month's data, okay? So don't marry your bias, just go to the charts and do what your strategy tells you and don't do anything else. One thing where a lot of change for me personally is that I was not focused on the money aspect of trading. I didn't look at my profit and loss during the position. Because if you are trading bigger capital, it can get really enticing with the profits, but also very scary with the losses. If you think like, okay, that would be my rent money, that would be this insurance whatsoever, then you will not be able to make the big money with trading. And if you are thinking that way, probably you don't even have like a cushion that can provide for you, and that's why you are scared to lose money or scared to lose out on the profits. And if you can change that and don't be P&L, so profit and loss oriented, you can actually trade your edge, okay? Because why are most of the traders profitable when they are backtesting? Because there is no real money involved, no real time. You are not waiting for the trade to play out. You don't have even time to look at your profit or your loss. And that's why most of the backtesting guys are profitable when they're on the charts. But when it comes to the live markets, what do they see? They see the emotions kicking in. And that's exactly where you have to just know yourself and act accordingly. For me, for example, I know, okay, in the beginnings, if I look at profits or losses, I was not able to hold trades. But now, for example, I can live with it. I can look at my drawdown, look at my floating profit, whatsoever. But that's now, after 5 years. But maybe it's not the same for you, so you can maybe take that and implement that in your day-to-day trading. And my final tip for you guys, don't look at trading with just one trade, okay? One trade should not make you, and one trade should also not break you, okay? Look at trading in terms of 20, 30 trades. Think about the next 100 trades you will maybe take throughout this year. This year you can make a change, and to see a change, you have to make a change. If you keep everything as it is, you will not get a different outcome, okay? So you have to change something in the input. If you change that, then I'm sure you will see a steady equity curve, an increase in your performance, and then you will be able to trade long term and not be like 90% of traders who lose 90% of their capital in 90 days. You've come a long way. It's time for the giveaway question. So what is your main takeaway from this video? Type it down in the comment section and good luck. So guys, it's actually that simple, but also that difficult to make it in trading. It is a long journey. You will not make profits maybe in the first month, in the first 6 months, but if you implement those tips that I have gave you throughout this video, I'm pretty sure you will see a change. And I hope that I could help you with this video. If you found it helpful, make sure you give us a like, comment down below what you want to see more on this channel, and make sure you subscribe to our channel and help us with the YouTube algorithm as well. If you want to learn completely for free, just connect with other traders on a daily basis, then make sure you join our public Discord community, and I will see you next time.